Your depression makes me look bad on Instagram, she said while I was burying my mom. So I exposed her OnlyFans to her Christian parents. Now she's homeless and I'm laughing. Hey, viewers. Before we move on to the video, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button if you want to see more stories like this. Thanks. I never thought I'd be the guy writing one of these posts, but here we are. This happened about 8 months ago, and I'm still processing how someone I loved could be so fundamentally rotten. Fair warning, this gets dark, but stick with me because the ending is worth it. My name's Jake, I'm 28, and I run my family's funeral home. Yeah, I know, not exactly the most uplifting job, but someone has to do it, and I genuinely care about helping families through their worst moments. I've been with my girlfriend Mia for 2 years. She's 25, works part-time at some boutique, and spends most of her time building her social media presence. I thought she was supportive. I was wrong about everything. The beginning of the end, my mom had been fighting cancer for 2 years. 2 long, brutal years of chemo, radiation, hope, despair, and everything in between. I was her primary caregiver while running the funeral home, and Mia seemed understanding at first. She'd bring soup for photos, post about supporting your partner through hard times, and generally play the part of the caring girlfriend. But I started noticing things. Little things at first. She'd get annoyed when I came home exhausted from the hospital. "You're always so negative lately," she'd say, scrolling through her phone. "It's affecting my mood." When Mom was in her final weeks, I was barely holding it together. I'd work all day handling other people's grief professionally, then spend evenings watching my own mother fade away. Mia would sit in the corner of the hospital room, taking what she called aesthetic photos with subtle filters. Even then, I told myself she was just coping differently. Mom died on a Tuesday morning. I was holding her hand when she took her last breath. Her final words were about me finding someone who would truly love me. I didn't know then how prophetic that was. Mia immediately posted on Instagram, sending thoughts and prayers during this difficult time, broken heart, #grief, #family, #blessed. She had that post up before I'd even called the funeral home. The funeral from hell, the service was planned for Friday. I was running on about 6 hours of sleep total, handling arrangements, greeting people, and trying to process my own loss. That morning, I was in the preparation room making final adjustments to the flowers when Mia walked in. She looked frustrated, staring at her phone. "Jake, we need to talk." "Can it wait? People are arriving soon." "No, it can't wait." She crossed her arms. "You need to pull yourself together. Your depression is literally making me look bad on Instagram." I stopped what I was doing. "What did you just say?" "Look, I get that you're sad, but people are starting to associate me with death and sadness. It's killing my engagement rates." She held up her phone showing her analytics. "My followers are down 200 this week. I can't be posting couple content when you look like you're dying too." I stared at her. My mother's body was literally in the next room, and she was complaining about Instagram engagement. "Mia, I'm burying my mother today." "I know, and I'm trying to be supportive, but you're making this about you. Maybe you should see a therapist or something. This grief thing is getting old." Something inside me died in that moment. Not the clean, peaceful death my mother had. Something uglier. "I need you to leave," I said quietly. "Don't be dramatic. I'm trying to help you here. Get out of my funeral home." She rolled her eyes. "Fine, but we're talking about this later. I can't keep living like this." The discovery, the funeral went beautifully. Mom would have loved it. People shared stories, laughed, cried, and celebrated her life. Mia showed up for photos, of course, playing the supportive girlfriend for her social media. She even posted a story, supporting my man through his darkest hour, flexed biceps, #Ridiorty. That evening, back at my place, I was sitting on the couch still in my suit, just staring at nothing. Mia was in the bathroom, and her phone was on the coffee table. It buzzed with a notification. "OnlyFans, Tyler_CEO45 sent you a tip." I looked at it again. OnlyFans. My grief-stricken brain took a moment to process this. Another notification popped up. Tyler_CEO45. "Can't wait to see you tomorrow at the usual place." Winking face. My hands were shaking as I opened her phone. No passcode. She'd always said she had nothing to hide. The OnlyFans app was right there on her home screen, hidden in a folder labeled Fitness. Her profile had over 12,000 followers. The bio read, "Your favorite girl next door, 2 arts custom content available. My boyfriend doesn't know about this, so let's keep it our little secret." Shushing face. My boyfriend doesn't know about this. I scrolled through months of content. Photos taken in our bedroom. Videos recorded in our bathroom. Her using the lingerie I thought she'd bought for me. And hundreds of messages with subscribers, including this Tyler guy who seemed to be her biggest spender. The messages with Tyler were particularly brutal. Tyler, how's your boyfriend handling your success? Mia, he's so pathetic right now. Perfect distraction face with years of joy. Tyler, still meeting tomorrow? Mia, of course. He's too busy being depressed to notice anything. LOL. Tyler, you're so bad. Smiling face with horns. Mia, he's literally planning his mom's funeral and I'm planning our hotel room. Kiss mark. This conversation was from 3 days ago. 3 days before my mother died. I kept reading. Months of messages about how boring and negative I was. How she was building her empire while I was stuck in the past. How she couldn't wait to upgrade once she had enough money saved. But the worst part? She'd been using my mother's illness for content. Posts about dealing with loss in my relationship and supporting someone through grief while painting herself as this long-suffering saint. Her followers were sending her money out of sympathy for her situation. When she came out of the bathroom, I was just sitting there with her phone in my hands. What are you doing with my phone? Tyler_CEO 45 says hi. Her face went white, then red. Then she went on the attack. You went through my phone? Jake, that's a huge violation of privacy. Privacy? Mia, you've been filming porn in our bedroom. It's not porn, it's artistic content. And it's my body, my choice. While I was watching my mother die, you were sexting with strangers. You're being paranoid because you're depressed. This is exactly what I was talking about earlier. The gaslighting was incredible. She actually tried to make me feel crazy for discovering her secret sex work and affair. Maybe if you weren't so negative all the time, I wouldn't need other outlets. I'm trying to build a business here, Jake. I'm being entrepreneurial. A business? You're cheating on me for money. I'm not cheating. I've never physically been with anyone else. I held up the phone showing Tyler's messages about their hotel meetings. Oh, she paused. That's different. That's just business. Get out. Jake, you're overreacting. We can work through this. Get out of my house. She started crying, but they weren't real tears. They were the same manufactured tears she used for her vulnerable posts. You're having a breakdown. Losing your mom has made you irrational. I'm trying to help you. I walked to the door and opened it. Leave. Now. Fine. But don't come crawling back when you realize what you've lost. The planning phase after she left, I sat in my empty house and felt nothing. Not anger, not sadness, just a strange calm. Maybe it was shock, or maybe it was clarity. I'd spent 2 years with someone who was fundamentally incapable of human empathy. I didn't sleep that night. Instead, I did what funeral directors do best. I planned meticulously. First, I screenshotted everything. Every message, every photo, every transaction. I documented her OnlyFans earnings, over $8,000 in the past month, her lies about where the money came from, and especially her messages mocking my grief. Then I did some research on Tyler_CEO 45. Turns out Tyler Richardson, 45, married father of 2, owns a small accounting firm. His wife Jessica is a kindergarten teacher who posts frequently about their perfect family and blessed marriage. But the real goldmine was Mia's family situation. Her parents, Robert and Linda, are deeply religious. They think she works in social media marketing and are constantly bragging about their daughter's success in the digital space at their church. They have no idea what kind of digital space she's actually working in. Mia had been posting about our relationship troubles, painting me as controlling and unsupportive. Her followers were eating it up, sending her money and encouragement to leave that toxic man. She was literally profiting off our relationship drama. I realized she'd been planning this for months. Building her following, saving money, creating a narrative where I was the villain. The only thing she hadn't planned for was getting caught. The reckoning 2 weeks later was Mia's 26th birthday. Her parents were throwing her a party at their house, the same house where she'd grown up attending Bible study and youth group. The same house with crosses on every wall and her high school purity ring displayed in a shadow box. I got an invitation. Of course I did. I was still the supportive boyfriend in their eyes. I showed up with a gift bag. The party was everything you'd expect. Church friends, family, her mom's book club. About 30 people gathered in their living room, all talking about how proud they were of Mia's business success and how blessed she was to have such a stable, caring boyfriend. Her dad, Robert stood up to give a toast. I just want to say how proud Linda and I are of our daughter. She's built such a successful career in social media marketing, and she's done it all with integrity and values we taught her. Everyone nodded and smiled. Mia was glowing, soaking up the praise. And Jake, Robert continued, thank you for being such a steady presence in her life, especially during your recent loss. It takes a special kind of man to support a woman's dreams the way you do. That's when I stood up. Actually, Robert, I think there's been some confusion about Mia's work. The room went quiet. Mia's eyes got wide. She's not in social media marketing, exactly. I pulled out my phone. She's in the adult entertainment industry. Jake, don't. Mia's voice was barely a whisper. This is her OnlyFans profile. I held up my phone, showing her main page. She's been running a sex work business out of our bedroom for the past 8 months. The silence was deafening. Then Robert's voice, shaking. What are you talking about? She has over 12,000 subscribers paying to see her naked. She's been meeting with clients in hotels. And she's been using my mother's death for sympathy content to make more money. I started reading from my phone. Mia's post from last week. Dealing with so much loss in my relationship. Your support means everything. Link in bio for exclusive content. She made $1,200 that day. Linda screamed. Actually screamed. Mia, tell me he's lying. Mia tried to salvage it. Mom, I can explain. It's not what it sounds like. Really, I pulled up more screenshots. Here's a message from 3 days before my mother died. He's literally planning his mom's funeral, and I'm planning our hotel room. I showed them Tyler's messages. The photos. The videos. Everything. This is what she's been doing while I buried my mother. The room exploded. Her church friends were recording everything on their phones. Her mom was crying. Her dad was turning purple. Her little sister was asking what OnlyFans was. Mia tried to spin it. You're having a breakdown. This is revenge because you can't handle my success. But I stayed calm. I'm not the one who chose this path, Mia. I'm just showing everyone who you really are. Her aunt stood up. You've brought shame on this entire family. I didn't bring shame on anyone, I said. I just brought truth. I left the gift bag on the table and walked out. Inside was a printout of all her OnlyFans earnings statements and a note. Happy birthday. Here's your real job description. The aftermath, the fallout was immediate and nuclear. Her parents kicked her out that night. Her mom posted on Facebook about how they no longer have a daughter and asking for prayers for their family. Her dad's entire church group found out within hours. Her boutique job? Gone. Turns out her manager was one of her mom's book club friends. Her OnlyFans subscribers? Many of them were from her hometown and didn't realize who she was until the birthday party footage went viral on local Facebook groups. She lost over 3,000 followers in 1 week. But the best part was Tyler. His wife Jessica found out about his OnlyFans spending when I sent her screenshots of his messages. She took the kids, the house, and half his business. Tyler went from sugar daddy to broke and divorced in about 2 weeks. Mia tried to blame me for everything. She posted long rants about toxic masculinity and revenge porn, even though I never shared her actual content, just proof of her lies. But her credibility was shot. Even her most loyal followers started questioning her victim narrative. The desperate return about a month later, the text started, Jake, we need to talk. I made mistakes, but I love you. I was confused and grieving too. We can work through this. I never meant for things to go this far. I was just trying to be independent. You destroyed my life. My parents won't talk to me. I'm homeless because of you. How can you live with yourself? I didn't respond to any of them. What was there to say? She started showing up at the funeral home. I'd see her car in the parking lot, but she never came in. Just sat there for hours, probably hoping I'd come out and talk to her. Finally, about 3 months after the birthday party, she cornered me as I was locking up. Jake, please. I know I messed up, but what you did was cruel. I have nothing left. She looked rough. Living in her car, I'd heard. Working at a gas station on the bad side of town. I was young and stupid. I got caught up in the money and attention, but I never stopped loving you. I looked at her for a long moment. Mia, do you remember what you said to me the morning of my mother's funeral? I was stressed. I didn't mean it. You said my depression was making you look bad on Instagram. I was wrong. I was horrible. I know that now. Do you remember what you were doing 3 days before my mother died? She went quiet. You were in a hotel room with Tyler while I was planning a funeral. You were texting about how pathetic I was while I was grieving. I was lost. I didn't know how to handle your pain. No, Mia. You knew exactly how to handle it. You turned it into content for your subscribers. She started crying, real tears this time. I can't take it back. I know I can't. But I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I didn't take anything from you, Mia. I just showed people who you really were. So that's it. We're done. We were done the moment you complained about my depression affecting your engagement rates. She tried to touch my arm. I stepped back. Don't contact me again. The new normal that was 5 months ago. I've been in therapy, working through my grief in healthy ways. I started dating again about 2 months ago. Her name is Sarah. She's a hospice nurse, and she actually understands what I do for a living. She's kind, empathetic, and treats death with the respect it deserves. We were picking out an engagement ring last week when I saw a familiar face behind the jewelry store counter. Mia was working there, looking tired and worn down. She recognized me immediately. "Jake?" she said hopefully. "How are you?" I looked at her for a moment, then at Sarah, then back at her. "I'm sorry, do I know you?" "It's me. Mia. Your ex-girlfriend." "Oh." I turned back to Sarah. "Honey, what do you think about the princess cut?" Mia tried again. "Jake, please. Can we talk?" I looked at her like she was any other store employee. "Do you have this ring in a size 6? Her face crumpled. She got the ring and rang us up with shaking hands. As we were leaving, Sarah asked, "Do you know her?" "No," I said. "I don't think so. And honestly, I don't." The person I thought I knew never existed. The real Mia was someone who could complain about Instagram engagement rates at her boyfriend's mother's funeral. The real Mia was someone who could turn grief into profit. I don't know that person, and I don't want to. The lesson people always ask if I feel bad about what happened to her. The answer is no. I didn't ruin her life. I just stopped participating in her lies. Her family didn't disown her because I exposed her OnlyFans. They disowned her because she was running an OnlyFans while lying to them about it. Tyler didn't lose his wife because I told her about the affair. He lost his wife because he was having an affair. Mia didn't lose her followers because I posted her content. She lost them because her entire persona was built on deception. I didn't create any of her problems. I just stopped being complicit in her solutions. The funeral industry teaches you a lot about human nature. You see people at their absolute worst moments, and you learn who they really are when all the pretense is stripped away. Some people rise to the occasion with grace and dignity. Others reveal themselves to be fundamentally selfish. Mia revealed herself the morning of my mother's funeral. Everything that happened after that was just consequences. I'm marrying Sarah next month. It's going to be a small ceremony, just family and close friends. People who actually know how to love each other. People who understand that sometimes life is hard, and when it is, you support each other instead of complaining about engagement rates. I never did find out if Mia sees my post with Sarah. I blocked her on everything months ago. But sometimes I wonder if she's watching me be happy with someone who actually deserves it. I hope she is. I hope she sees what she gave up. I hope she understands that when you choose Instagram over integrity, you end up with neither. But mostly, I hope she stays away from my jewelry store. Update. A lot of people have been asking what happened to Tyler. His ex-wife Jessica reached out to thank me for the evidence. Turns out he'd been cheating with multiple OnlyFans models, not just Mia. Jessica got the house, the kids, and half his business in the divorce. She's doing great now, from what I hear. As for Mia, I heard through mutual friends that she tried to start a new OnlyFans account, but it never took off. Apparently, once people know you're willing to profit off someone's grief, they lose interest in supporting you. Weird how that works. The jewelry store job didn't last long either. I guess seeing your ex-boyfriend buy an engagement ring for someone else isn't great for your mental health. Can't say I blame her for that one. Sarah and I are very happy. She's nothing like Mia. She's genuine, supportive, and has never once complained about my engagement rates. Turns out when you date someone with actual empathy, they don't see your pain as a marketing opportunity. We're planning our honeymoon now. Sarah suggested we visit some funeral museums in Europe. I'm marrying the right woman this time. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button.